just invite you to, and I don't know how to do this. Okay, is that it? Yeah, I think so. I just invite you to get present in this now moment. Oh, so much energy. Oh, feel the floor pushing back on your feet. Feel the chair supporting you. As we open ourselves to this now moment, to being connected to all that is, to one another, and to this now. I'll start with a body scan and then invite you to breathe into the truth of who you are, not who we've been taught we are, not the conditioning, but our truth, who we really are, divine beings connected to all that is, allowing the one to express through and as each one of us. As we awaken to living into our awesomeness. So I invite you to put your attention on your breath. And imagine breathing in and out through your heart or chest area. Breathing in a little bit slower and a little bit deeper than usual. Find an easy rhythm that's comfortable as we show up in this now moment. As we open ourselves to unseen forces surrounding the throne of power, beauty, and might, we throw about ourselves protection found in the thought of the Christ. And with this, I invite you to imagine white light circling you like a caterpillar in a cocoon. From head to toe, just feel the white light of love, of energy, of presence, of knowing, of the now. Just allow it to surround you. And we'll step down from 10 to 0. And I'm going to invite you, as we move towards 0, to our connection, our openness, to, with each step, release the limiting thoughts, the limiting beliefs that have been placed upon us. As we take a journey together this morning to the truth of who we are. 10, 9, just imagine stepping down slowly. Maybe you see yourself going down the side of a mountain, walking down a cliff, letting go of limitations, remembering the truth of who you are. 8, 7, maybe there were gifts you had as a youngster. You could see colors around people. Maybe you had premonitions as you dreamt in the night. Maybe you had the gift of healing. These were natural gifts that you were born with, the truth of who you are. 6, 5, feel yourself releasing limitations now and stepping down into the truth of who you really are, who you came here to be. Love in action. Feel the limitations, the limiting thoughts just falling away as you come back into your heart. 5, 4, feel yourself going down. deeper and deeper, opening up and allowing the truth of who you are to be revealed. You, each of you, are needed now, today, in the world, journeying beside one another. 3, 2, feel yourself trusting in the divine, trusting in now. And when you get to 0, I will leave you in silence as I trust whoever needs to come forward or whatever message you need to hear or whatever you need to be shown will be done as we come together in silence, being open to having revealed to us whatever it is we're ready to see or to hear or to experience. 2, 1, and 0 in the silence. We are supported by the water. And just allow it to guide you as you stay in your heart, as you stay open to what is being revealed in the now moment. And as you get distracted, I invite you to put your attention on your breath. And breathing in and breathing out. We will set the intention that any time over the coming weeks when you feel yourself getting distressed or distracted, that you will remember you can come back to the breath in this now moment and be grounded and supported and connected to the truth of who you are and all that is through the breath. So we'll begin to count from 0 to 10. When you get to 10, I'll give you time to write any ahas, any insights, anything before I ring the chimes. 0, 1, 2. Feel yourself coming back, bringing any insight, any wisdom with you, breathing through your heart. 2, 3. Feel yourself being surrounded in love, being supported, knowing that you are connected to all that is in the now moment. 4, 5. As we return, let us keep our hearts open. Let us feel our connection to one another and to all that is. 6, 7. Feel the floor supporting your feet. Feel the chair supporting your seat. Know that you are always supported. You are never alone. You just need to breathe into the now moment to feel and accept the support of the one. 6, 7, opening up and allowing yourself to be the love, to be the presence. 8, 9, and 10. And in the silence, I give you time to write any ahas, any insights that were revealed this morning. Thank you. Service will begin in 10 minutes.
There it is.
Good morning. The magical touch of our board president and tech for today, Cheryl Ray. Let's give her a round of applause, yes. So good morning. I am Robin Rice Olmsted, a licensed practitioner of CSL, and I am doing your announcements today. I'm actually doing double duty, so I'll be up here for a while. So I want to start by just acknowledging Dr. Michelle Coleman, who led our beautiful meditation, who always did such an amazing job. Thank you. And I want to welcome you, whether you're here or online, for being here, especially if you're online, because we know very well that with just the touch of a button, we could go away. So we're glad that you've decided to be here with us today, and we welcome you. Okay. First of all, I want to just begin with gratitude, because that's really what it's all about, love and gratitude. I want to thank Cheryl Ray, our technician for today, Jennifer Wilmer, who's at the helm of our social media tech portion with the slides and YouTube and all that good stuff. And then there are so many people that make our beautiful brunch afterwards happen. All of our food angels and our greeter, Liz, who's over there smiling, awaiting the next entrant person to arrive and welcome. And just thank you all. Thank you all for being here. So I want to remind you, most importantly, to not forget to turn your phones back on when you leave here. We don't want you to miss any calls. And we appreciate you making this a safe and quiet space for the service. So let's see. Oh, and if you're joining us online, you can click closed captioning as well, so you don't miss anything. And I thank the tech team. I thanked all these people. We have licensed practitioners who are here and holding vigil. We have Carmela, and we have Dr. Michelle, and they're silently in the audience as well. We sprinkle them around, but we don't tell you who they are. So just know that you're being held in a lot of love and prayer. Okay. Moving on. I have so many pages. Don't be scared. Okay. I'm going to move into announcements. I'm going to continue in the flow of gratitude. Are you looking at me because I forgot something? Okay. Sorry, I could feel the vibe. Okay, so continuing in this flow of gratitude, I want to give a heartfelt thank you to everyone who's donated in the past few weeks to help make to not only support the pledge campaign, but the, whatever it's called, staff support. Well, it's a me support too, so. So I'm just really grateful, and I know that Reverend Gill and Nancy are also very grateful that we've been able to start to reimburse them and get some money, and we're on a good track. We're going forward, full steam ahead. So thank you all very much. I want to acknowledge our volunteer of the month, our beautiful Sherry Ward. And if you don't know who she is without her crown, she's back there in the center. So thank you so much. And she's sitting next to our beloved guest, Betty, who's the beautiful puppy there. So thank you, Sherry, for being a volunteer. And just to encourage you all, being a volunteer isn't as daunting as it sounds. It doesn't mean you have to be here every Sunday. It doesn't mean you have to do anything on the regular basis. But what it means is you can do something that really shares your gifts with us. And so we just appreciate it. And it can happen at any time. It can happen during the week. It can happen anytime. And then you get to mingle with the beautiful woman who just walked in the door, our volunteer coordinator, Carol. So thank you for that. Okay, now, the space. Do you guys feel like the energy in this space? We have been renting it out, and we had a beautiful birthday party here this week, headed up by Chris Duvall, who takes care of those special events. And just want to say that you can rent this space and just think about it. Like if you know an organization who wants to do their holiday party or have a game night or do something different, this is the place. This is the place. Just refer them. And, no matter how big or how small, this was a small event that just was in the social hall. But, we can work with you. So just do that. Keep that in mind. Yeah, keep that in mind when you're looking for something. Our healer today is Linda Felion, and she'll be offering Reiki back in the back after service. And our Spirit-Bound bookstore, let's just give them a round of applause. Really for anchoring that space in the city that people can come to and find the things they need to be spiritually uplifted. So remember that today in the bookstore there's 20% off the Science of Mind magazines and the Daily Word, and there's a special discount for newcomers, 10% off, and there's a special discount if it's your birthday. And if you smile and kind of wink at Gilbert, there's a special discount. So just go and test it out because it's fun. So the artist of the month is George Harris, and he is the author of Love is All There Is, and the rest we made up. And it's a powerful read for anyone exploring the meaning of God and love. Isn't that what we're all doing? Okay, so let's see what else. If you want to be a vendor in the bookstore, if you have something to share, please share that with him. Now is the time. And if you want to work with him and wink at Gilbert on a more frequent basis, there is also room to be a volunteer in the bookstore. How y'all doing? I'm good. Okay, I'm almost done. All right, so Solid Grounds. Solid Grounds, we had a great Friday night. It was so much fun, and it was overflowing with people, about 80 people. And it's really evolved to where we generally have like 50 to 80 people every week. So it is the place to be on Friday night. I'm just saying. And we'd love for you to join us. This week we're doing an open mic poetry for Day of the Dead. We're going to have an altar, and this is also for service. There will be an altar, and we encourage you to bring photos of your loved ones that have passed on, that you want to remember, and be placed on the altar for special prayer. Friday night there'll be open mic poetry. You can sign up, and that should be a lot of fun too. So come and be creative with us, or listen to other people be creative. Okay. All right. One moment. Okay. So as you know, there are so many things on our calendar. I just want to highlight, please remember to look at your newsletter. Also, Nancy and Karen Ford Marilyn, I'm looking at you. Marilyn and Karen Ford have been working tirelessly on creating a calendar. So first of all, thank you for your consciousness that somehow it has arrived in the ethers that they are creating calendars where the month will be seen in everything that's going on here. So, who knew? They're on the table, and they will remind you of all sorts of things. I don't know if they reminded you of this, so I'm going to do it. That next week we will be changing the clocks back an hour. Did not do that. But that's okay because we are a team. So we will be changing the clocks back an hour. You don't want to be here an hour early, or you will do service. I'm just telling you. There are things to do that happen here. So you set your clocks so you don't, so you get your extra hour of sleep, and also you make sure and find your birthday hat because it is the first Sunday of the month, and everybody should be festive and wearing their birthday hat. And with that, I'm done with those. All right, so we're going to let service begin. Thank you so much. Okay. Okay, so good morning, everyone, again. I am Robin Rice Olmsted, and I am a celebration assistant today. So we're going to begin with our vision. We're not going to begin with our vision. We're going to open with a prayer. So just take a moment and close your eyes if you're comfortable as we go within. So just breathing into this space. Just allowing yourself to arrive and to be grateful. To be grateful that the sun is shining, that we got up this morning, that we got out of bed, that God said, yes, beloved, yes. You are worthy of another day. And I just am so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for Spirit, for all that Spirit is, for that the place of peace and love and compassion and limitless possibility. That God is, knowing that I am that, that we are that space. That space that is connected to the One, that is inseparable from the One, that is the outpicturing of the One. And so I know that we have come today to this place, to this time to celebrate the love that we are, the light that we are, and to shine it brightly. And so I bless our beautiful speaker and musician that I neglected to mention in the message earlier. But I know that Reverend Kit Holmes is here by divine appointment, that we have called her forth, and that everything that she says flows through her easily and effortlessly and with joy, knowing that she has said yes. So I know that hearts are open, that ears are open, and that possibility abounds. And so I bless this time. I bless all in service. I bless all listening. And I bless our planet, knowing that no matter what it looks like or feels like or sounds like, that truly, truly, truly love is prevailing. That love is the answer. And that as we take that out into the world, we shine our light so that others may see and anchor this peace. And so I just allow this to be. I just let go of it, knowing that it is done in the mind of God, that it was done before it was ever spoken, and that truly the time for realization is right here and right now. And so together we just affirm, and so it is. Amen.
right, if you feel so inclined and feel able to stand this morning for our opening song. It's called Spirit of Love. And I've done this here before, so it might seem a little familiar, and you'll just get to know it as we go along. It goes like this. I live in the spirit of love. I live in the spirit of love. I live in the spirit of love, because love lives in me. You got it. I move in the spirit of love. I move in the spirit of love. I move in the spirit of love, because love moves in me. I reach out in the spirit of love. I reach out in the spirit of love. I reach out in the spirit of love, because love reaches out through me. I heal in the spirit of love. I heal in the spirit of love. I heal in the spirit of love, because love heals through me. We're free in the spirit of love. We're free in the spirit of love. We're free in the spirit of love, because love sets us free. Because love sets us free. One more time. Because love sets us free.
Thank you, Reverend Kit. Are we glad to have her here with us today? Yes, we are. And hopefully we won't lose her while she's here today.
Little tickle.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Gil William Olmsted. I am the spiritual director here, and I am happy to welcome you online and all of us in the room, and to take a moment and remind us what we're about. Because we anchor ourselves here in the principles of new thought and ancient wisdom and the science of mind. And so some basic things about that are that there is only one God, one power, one activity of the universe, called many different things, but it's still the same power. Secondly, we anchor that we actually are able to embody that and touch that through our time in meditation, in prayer, in community, in creativity, in all those different ways. That's how we bring that forth within ourselves. And then our thoughts are creative. Aha! Anybody have a creative thought they didn't like? Yep, happened to me. Creative thoughts are good, but we got to keep an eye on them. One of the other things is that it is all love. Whether it looks like a call to love or an act of love, it is still love, because that is the power of the universe, is love. And finally, each one of us is created whole, perfect, and complete. Whole, perfect, and complete, right where we are. Now, when we see a little baby like we have with us today, welcome back, we think, oh, that's whole, perfect, and complete, but not me. That's not true. That's how we show up, and that's the opportunity we have to continue on. So, thank you so much. I want to welcome anyone who's here with us for the very first time because it's important, and we want to show you that we care about you. If you're here for the first time and you'd like to stand up, we would like to honor you with a blessing. If you're not thrilled about standing up, we're going to do a blessing anyway for everybody. And if you're online, we can't see whether or not you stood up, so you get to receive it too. All right. So let's just get prepared to put a blessing. Rub our hands together. Yes. Get the energy flowing and send it out and remind ourselves, we see you.
We see you.
We know who you really are. You are a divine emanation of spirit.
You are a divine emanation of spirit.
You are perfection and love incarnate.
You are perfection and love incarnate.
And we welcome you,
We welcome you,
and we're grateful for you,
and we're grateful for you.
and welcome home.
Welcome home.
Thank you.
All right. The vision and mission. I was testing them. So I'm gonna read it, and you're gonna read along with me. All right. So the vision statement: we are transforming our world with the power of love in action. And our mission statement: we love all creation through spiritual growth and service, always staying true to our highest self. All right, and our reading today is from Science of Mind, October 27th. There's no time and space, we're in the future. So here you go. Cosmic order. There is a center of everything, a divine pattern that molds spiritual substance into definite form. In moments of confusion, we may temporarily lose sight of this pattern and be let down, so to speak, into the world of confusion, our heaven momentarily lost. To regain this lost paradise, we must resolutely turn from everything that denies the divine presence at the center of our being. Therefore, I know the cosmic order is life, wholeness, and peace. I now affirm that the divine pattern of perfection, which must be held in the mind of God, is the final, only real, and present truth about me. There is nothing in my mind that resists the incarnation of this divine pattern as what I am. My awareness turns to the prototype of me in the mind of God, the God life within me, and the spirit that surrounds me. This is the divine pattern of my life. The Spirit of God passes through me into expression, unto fulfillment. Every legitimate desire is fulfilled, and my entire experience overruns with the goodness of life. I accept this goodness in its entirety. I accept this goodness in its entirety. God knows me only as a perfect idea, and that perfection I now manifest. And we're going to take a moment of silence and take that in. And so we accept this goodness in its entirety.
Turn off your mind, relax, and float downstream. It is not dying. It is not dying. Lay down all thoughts, surrender to the void. It is shining, it is shining. Yet you may see the meaning of within. It is being, it is being. Love is all and love is everyone. It is knowing, it is knowing. And ignorance and hate may mourn the dead. It is believing. It is believing. But listen to the color of your dreams. It is not leaving. It is not leaving. So play the game existence to the end of the beginning, of the beginning, of the beginning, of the beginning, of the beginning.
Thank you, Reverend Kit, for that. I wanted to note a couple quick things before we move to Reverend Kit's time of sharing the message. First of all, some of you might have noticed a sheet of plastic to your right, stage or right. We've had a structural issue in the ceiling, and the landlords have put a temporary fix in it, and they're working on fabricating things to fix it completely this week. So that's why everything looks a little out of whack on that side of the room. It was very good because on Friday night we had so many people in here that it was like, wait, we're really crowded without that extra little bit over there. So that was fun. And I also wanted to note that thank you, Robin, for stepping up. The person scheduled wasn't feeling well this morning, and so we just are grateful for you. And finally, we have Reverend Kit Holmes, who is a workshop leader, a singer. She's been all kinds of places. She serves on our visioning team for CSL, in addition to showing up and speaking from the heart. And so we're grateful to have you.
Thank you. Yeah, sometimes that little catch in my throat, a little tickle. Anybody get those, especially when it's dry out like it is, and then everything shuts down. And I try to sing, and then I gag, and anyway, you don't need to know all of that. Good morning, and welcome once again. So, Tomorrow Never Knows. I chose that song. If you're not familiar with the Beatles song, if you go Google it, and some of you do know, I hear that laughter, yes. It is way different. It is rocking, it is distorted sitars, droning, just big drums, big everything. And my partner Tricia this morning asked me, actually she said years ago to me, she said she gave me credit for writing that song. I was like, okay, thanks. But I found that arrangement because it was a Sunday about, what this kind of ethereal thing, what is it? What is our purpose between life and death? And fear and hate may mourn the dead, and the end of the beginning, and so forth and so on. And I loved the words so much, and it was one of those beautiful drop-in moments that I said, no, I'm not going to. First of all, we don't have sitars in the church band. But secondly was just this more of that really just let's get to the heart of the words kind of thing. So the very, very, very first line, the last line, so play the game existence to the end of the beginning. We are talking today about life and death. Woohoo! Coming up on Halloween when the veil is thin. In our very declarations of principles in CSL, what we believe in the eternality, the immortality, and the continuity of the individual soul forever and ever expanding. Lao Tzu in the Tao Te Ching says, birth is not a beginning, death is not an end, there is only transformation. The Buddha taught, all conditioned things are impermanent. When one sees this wisdom, one turns away from suffering. In Ecclesiastes, to everything there is a season, a time to be born, a time to die. So you get the pattern here in every ancient, modern, faith, mystical tradition. Just being plain old human, we are always thinking about this balance between life and death. We have the experience of knowing we're not going to be here in this form forever. At some point, we will release these bodies that just are the housing for our soul's journey. Our founder, Ernest Holmes, in The Science of Mind, says the principle of life cannot know death. The experience of dying is but the laying off of an old garment and the donning of a new one. There are bodies celestial and bodies terrestrial. There is a material body and a spiritual body. This spiritual body is the resurrection body. The mystic and composer and way ahead of her time, St. Hildegard of Bingen, said, when your salvation is complete in both worldly and spiritual matters, you will leave the present world and pass on to that which has no end. So we are coming into this Friday, and I hope I'm not going to be here. I'm actually going to be traveling, because otherwise I would come for the Muerte, the Day of the Dead, the poetry readings. I would love to be here to hear those. So I hope that you will all be here Friday for the Solid Grounds Cafe with that. But it's this whole idea, the Day of the Dead, the celebration of those who have moved on, the honoring, the remembering, the bringing back into a conscious just conversation. In the ancient times, this is in this time of this season with Samhain, the old pagan festival, Celtic, is really the celebration of the last harvest of the season. So we got this big festival going on. Everybody's celebrating. The veil is thin. They're honoring. We're getting ready to go into the darker times, the quieter times of the seasons, the germination, the hibernation. And there's this big whoop-de-doo because we're going to put away the crops that we've just harvested to get us through the winter, through the dark times. And the early church, in its very opportunistic way, said, we're going to just kind of co-opt this. And we're going to bring it in, and we're going to call it All Saints' Day. And we're going to celebrate All Hallowed Eve, which is Halloween. That's where we got that word. As many of you know, I see the nodding heads. I'm not going to give you the history of the Halloween celebration, but the idea, all the bonfires, the whole thing, with that, let's move this from a pagan celebration to an emerging thing called Christianity. We're going to demonize. That's where we get the devil. We're going to demonize these old practices. And we're going to make them, we're going to put them in this tight little container that tells us how to honor, rather than just our beloveds that have passed. We're going to honor the saints, just the saints, those martyrs and those people that did wonderful things in the world, died for us. So that's just the general idea of the whole thing. But the middle of this is this space, this liminal space between life and death, between the seasons. From dark to light, from light to dark, this beautiful weaving. There is another thing that Hildegard of Bingen talks about, and she says, we honor the dead by carrying them forward. And what she means by that is we don't just say we remember their birthdays, we remember anniversaries, remember the day of the death, the date of their death or whatever. We honor them by continuing the legacies that were important to them. So whether your ancestors formed some kind of a foundation, or they did some philanthropic thing, or just a family tradition that person brought into your experience, we carry those. And this is the time of the year where we do it intentionally. And we remember the bringing forward of the best of them. For most people, when we remember those that were so beloved to us, we remember the good stuff. That above all else, and all of the humanness that they were, and their faults and their foibles and their things that used to maybe tick us off or annoy us, we sort of tend to, as the years go by, let those go. And instead remember the essence of the love that they were, the light that they were in human form. There's also, as you know, as we talk about this Halloween season, the whole costume thing, and there's a lot of humor involved. There's also a lot of humor in, when we think about those foibles and things that our relatives and our loved ones that have passed on, we can kind of go back and, when the edge is off, when we've kind of done our forgiveness work, and then we realize those family things that were just really not so great at the time they happened are actually pretty funny, right? There is that beautiful thing that we have, that we find that good, we find that joy, we find the things that go, actually, yeah, that was pretty tragic at the beginning, but boy, golly, that was funny. Really, So, of course, I got to bring in a story. There were 3 buddies that died in a car wreck. And they're all they're at Heaven's Gate. They're being led through orientation. And the orientation angel says to all 3 of them, special deal today. You get the opportunity to go back and be at your own funeral to hear what people want to say about you. So, what is it that you would like to hear, as your beloveds are walking past your casket, they're looking at you, what would you like to hear them say about you? And the first guy says, well, I would like them to remember that I was a good father and a good family man, and I was a good neighbor, That's what I would like. And the second guy jumps in and he says, I was a teacher. That was my whole career. I would like to be remembered as somebody who was a really positive influence on a lot of kids over the years. And the third guy says, he thinks about it for just a minute, and he said, I think I would like to hear them say, oh my gosh, he's still alive. Yeah. So, part of what I'm talking about today, and the blurb for this was that very thing. If you had the opportunity to come back to be a fly on a wall or a plant, on the planter of all the flowers at your funeral service, what would you like to hear people say about you? We kind of go through our lives replaying often what we don't really care to hear people saying about us. We spend a lot of time going through our lives on repeat what we say to ourselves. That may not be very pleasant. I have lots of nodding heads in the room around that. So this is an idea, this is an invitation to just take a few moments and really think about what would I like my legacy to be. And this isn't an invitation to go into a big ego thing, I want a wing of a hospital named after me. That's not what this is about, it's not that. It is the core of you. What is the core of you? What is the essence of you that you would like people to remember? It's really, if you're struggling about that, or you want to practice this, or you want to take it into your meditation, it is that God essence that makes you, you. And it is the idea that we bring more of that forth, day in and day out of our lives. When I was in practitioner training many years ago, and I don't know if you had to do this, I think it was in Prac 2, many of the practitioners in the room, we had to write our own eulogy. Yeah, okay. And I think we had, I don't remember we had to do the whole service, because I remember that I don't remember much about what it was that I said I wanted to be remembered for, other than music. At that time, I was still very new into New Thought and Science of Mind. And I actually I was looking through old backup hard drives to see if I still had all of my practitioner stuff, from my computer. I know that I may have them somewhere stored in a box in storage. But the one thing that I do remember is that the closing song, the closing song for my memorial service was Aretha Franklin's Freeway of Love. We're going riding on the freeway. Winds against our back. Yeah. We're going riding on the freeway in my pink Cadillac. Throw the top down. We're going on an extended throwdown. And it was just the joy of that song. The joy of riding in a big old pink Cadillac with the top down on a beautiful day. That sense of freedom. Winds against our back. Like everything's going my way. This is, rock and roll. I made it. I made it. So that's the idea. What do you want to be most remembered for? It can be a hard question, because there can be that pressure of, I must accomplish something big and life-altering, and all of those things that we tend to get our egos wrapped around that may seem important to other people. But it's not, and we know that. We know that in our heart, there is something that we do that brings us joy when we do it. I know there was the talk of the food angels and the casseroles and the so forth and so on. Food is one of the most beautiful places where we tend to remember people. You know, Aunt so-and-so's famous, you know, hot dish or casserole or whatever it was. The thing when you make it with joy, you make it with love, you make it with care, and then you share it. That's what this is about. The three guys in the story, the one of them saying, yes, I was a school teacher and it was important to me to know that people knew that I brought some kind of inspiration to hundreds, maybe thousands of children over a course of a career as a teacher. So those kinds of things that light us up, that oftentimes we don't even know how we've touched other people. But it is the idea that we keep that love, that spark in front of us in everything we do, not just that special thing, not just that casserole or the way that you cook a steak on the grill, or, you know, you always bring the fill in the blank to a family gathering, and people count on that, whether they like it or not. They know it's your thing, right? So, do you live to the fullest with that every day? I see some people nodding heads. Yay, good for you. And we, you know, I do fall short. I have my moments. Like, no, I'm not doing that today. I don't want to. But my practice is I can always turn that. I can choose to, I'm going to be more light in the world, especially now. I'm going to be more joy in the world. I'm going to be more compassionate. Even if somebody is shouting in my face, I don't have to engage and shout back. That's not who I want to be. That's not who I came here to be. Amen. So you think about legacy. There's an old, is attributed to many different things, but it's the idea that you plant a tree knowing that you may never sit under its shade. You are leaving a legacy for someone else. It's not just this is my thing and I'm, you know, when I'm out of here and you're going to remember me because of this. It's oftentimes it's something most people don't see until the tree is big enough to provide shade to anybody and everyone and be a habitat for animals, for birds, for insects. You know, it radiates. Tina Turner said, my legacy is that I stayed on course from the beginning to the end because I believed in something inside of me. The North Star. What is your North Star? That is where your legacy is born. That thing that keeps you day in and day out, balanced, joyful, compassionate, kind. Yes. Amen. A couple of weeks ago, I joined an online service, a memorial service for a dear friend of mine in Austin, Texas, a longtime musician whose legacy will go way beyond. And not solely because of his extraordinary musicianship. It was watching what I knew to be true about him, and person after person after person online and in the service talked about his generosity. And this guy was an exceptional musician. I mean, he played all over the world. He played at the Grand Ole Opry. He was on Hee Haw. He played with Roy Clark for many years, Austin City Limits. And he was one of those guys who just is steady, and you count on him, and you know it. And he was a really decent human being, and he was funny and as irreverent as they come. But his generosity was in the form that he had a residency at a place called Don's Depot, this dive bar built out of old train cars in West Austin. He had a residency there every Monday night for almost 30 years. And they called him the maestro. And you could be a newcomer to Austin as a new songwriter, or you could be an A-list, somebody like, Dwight Yoakam or somebody would show up at Don's Depot on a Monday night. And so it was always this changing cast. But his generosity in the way that he curated who played, and he gave the stage to all of them. He would do a set of just sitting behind the baby grand piano singing all the, it was like going to Cheers. I mean, a certain person walk in the door and they'd say, "Hey, Winker," and everybody'd say, "Hey," That was the generosity. Is that as accomplished and as well known as he was, he still gave that very rapt attention to a newcomer the way that he did with a total pro. And there was no difference. There was no, "I'm better than you," nothing. That kind of legacy is something that I aspire to. Where you don't know how many lives you're going to touch just by being kind and attentive. To just hear somebody when they are in grief. To just hear somebody when they are starting out with big dreams and no way of knowing how they're going to come true. And instead of saying, "Kid, get out of here," it's, "Let me see if I can help you. Let me see if I can introduce you to somebody or give you a few pointers." That's legacy. That's the kind of things that we're here to do, here to be. Hildegard of Bingen again says, "Dare to declare who you are in that legacy process. It's not far from the shores of silence to the boundaries of speech. The path is not long, but the way is deep. You must not only walk there, you must be prepared to leap." So I invite you now, as we take this into a short meditation, to remember that the veil between life and death is very, very thin. In fact, right now it's probably non-existent. Everything is open. Everything is transforming. We are in such a powerful time, not just in this Halloween Day of the Dead season, but in general. We are fast-tracking this path that's not long, but it's very deep. So we have only now. Nothing in this life is permanent. So let's breathe into knowing the truth of who we are. And the practitioners are holding space around the room as they stand to just embrace. And I hope you can feel that energy and take it in. And what I'd like to read for you in this very short prayer is by Macrina Widecker. It's called The 7 Sacred Pauses. Give us the grace of tender seeing. Help us to recognize and honor the wise one who lives at the core of our being. May we always be open to being taught. May we be able to let go of our work at the end of the day. May we learn to bless and affirm each person who passes through the hours of our day. May we lose our fear of those things which are transient. May we learn the art of living well and dying well. Teach us to end the day slowly, thoughtfully, and gracefully. Soften the driven part of us that we may learn to relax and offer all we are and all we do as a bouquet of life at the close of each day. In the name of the old one who lives in us, we pray. Blessings and namaste, and so it is. when we open our hearts and cast our love across the seas, we will share our light with the rising sun, and we'll know who we've come here to be. Oh, when we open our eyes and recognize the possibilities, we will share our minds, and when day is done, we will know who we've come here to be. A light for justice, a light for hope and peace like the world has never known. And love, oh love, is who we've come here to be. A light for freedom, a light for joy and healing like the world has never known. And love, oh love, is who we've come here to be. Oh love is who we've come here to be.
Thank you, Kit, so much. Ah, wow, that was wonderful. Thank you very much. We have a word now from our board president, Cheryl Ray. There you go. Give her a round of applause.
Thank you. You guys, give yourselves a round of applause. Come on, come on. Hey, because everybody in here is super awesome. And thank you for that, Kit. Wonderful. Thank you. So just a quick little update. For the staff fund that we put together, we're short $2,700. I'm saying that today we finish that. Is everybody with me on that? Okay, we finished that today. Make sure that you remember in doing that our drawing for a balloon ride. Everybody want to go on a balloon? Okay, so $500 or more towards this, you're going to get the opportunity to go on a balloon. We're going to have it a drawing. Now, what we've decided this week is for every $500 you put in there, you're going to get a ticket. So what does that mean? Somebody do the math for me. If you have $1,000 that you've contributed, how many tickets are you going to get? 2. Oh, see, you guys are good with math. I'm proud of you. So no, I do see that finished. And then on the tails of that, we've got not quite a quarter of a way for our budget for next year. So we're going to really focus on getting that done so that we can report to home office what our plans are. It all happens by us being a family, by being a team, by coming together and accomplishing this. We're soaring to new heights, right? And the more we do, the higher we go. The more action, the higher we go, the more the horizon we can see, and it's just really awesome. So if that said, we're going to have a computer set up in the back, at least one. Are we going to have a second one? We might have a second one. So if you want to renew your partnership, or if you want to do a new partnership, or if you want to contribute to the staff fund. Because, I mean, frankly, let's remember that this is Pastor Appreciation Month. And we want to make sure that we recognize that Gil has really busted his buns for us on a lot of fronts. And so, thank you for that, Gil. What am I missing here? Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, that we have done really well. The fact that we're 2,700 short means we've come up with about $9,300 towards our staff, and I just think that is awesome. And so that is a round of applause for all of you. And so I thank you for that, because I've been in the position that Gil's been in, where I get paid last, or maybe, and it doesn't pay the bills. So I thank you for your participation with that. And I think that is all for now.
Thank you, Cheryl Ray.
Thank you, Cheryl.
So the members of the board have been working really hard to just hold this in consciousness, and I know the practitioners have been holding it in consciousness, and I'm just really grateful. So we come to the part of the service where we get to offer our gifts. We've heard about all of the various gifts that people have offered in terms of their service and their talent, and this is the time we get to do the honors of offering our treasure. If you're at home, there are ways to give scrolling across your screen, and as we know here, we can choose any of those ways anytime. We are not set on having everything we get come in on Sunday, just so you know that. Not our thing. So if you have a gift, or if you want to just represent it, just hold that to your heart and bless it. We're going to say this together. I am grateful for the generosity flowing through this community. As we give, we know that abundance is unlimited. Love is unending, and good circulates freely. These gifts bless our minister, our administrator, and our spiritual home, returning to each giver multiplied. Together, we are prosperous, we are sustained, and we thrive as one. And so it is. So while we sing, please feel free to come forward to the baskets.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
And so we just give thanks for these gifts, blessing them, knowing that they come with love, knowing that each time we give, we receive, and each time we receive, we are truly giving. So we bless them, and we know that they are used wisely and consciously and gratefully. And so it is. Amen.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. What a joy it is. And just know that you anchor this love all the time. And so I'm just so grateful to call you family. Anyway, so don't forget to take advantage of our practitioners over there that are wanting and willing to pray for you. And please know, you don't have to have anything wrong. We love to pray for the good things that are happening. And we love to multiply them and know that they'll continue to flow in your life. So please join us for any kind of prayer that is needed. And I'm sending a special prayer out to our practitioner, Maria, who isn't here today, and to anyone who has a loved one or themselves feeling any kind of dis-ease moving through the body. We know that that's not the truth of who you are, and we're just blessing you. So don't forget to join us in the social hall for lots of great food, and I know for sure our beloved Ron has brought a delicious cake, because that's what he does. No. So join us over there, and now our closing affirmation, our closing song, and then our closing affirmation. Thank you.
And if do we stand? You please do. If you are able. Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen. Blessed always, blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen.
And so let us just go out with this affirmation. I am blessed in all the transitions of life. I am blessed in all the transitions of life. So it is. Thank you.